everybody, and this is Alma Love Books. I'm your host, Alma, and welcome to my reading corner. Today, I am going to do an original book tag. I searched on BookTube and I couldn't find one like this before, so let's get started, shall we? So this is the Breakfast at Tiffany's book tag. I decided to do this because Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of my favorite movies, though it is not one of my favorite Audrey Hepburn movies, oddly enough. I love Audrey Hepburn. I have loved Audrey Hepburn pretty much all my life. She was a fantastic actress. She was an amazing mother, and she was a great humanitarian up until her death. And I think that her memory should be honored because she, like I said, was just an absolute godsend to humanity. All right, so for the Breakfast at Tiffany's book tag, we have 9 questions. And let's get started. So our first character is Holly Golightly / Lulu May. And the question is, a book with 2 perspectives of the same situation. Now this can be book or books with 2 different perspectives of the same situation. And for this one, I'm going to go with Bumped and Thumped. I cannot remember who they are by right now, but they are 2 perspectives, one outside of a really godly community and the other one from an inside a really godly community perspective on this disease that was going around where women over the age, or people over the age of 20 could not conceive. So they looked to teenagers to be surrogates for them. And in the godly community, you still had to be married in order to have kids. So there were these twins, and they were they were separated at birth. One adopted by a family outside of the godly community, and another one adopted into the godly community. And so it tells about this disease and the repercussions of it through both of their eyes. And I absolutely loved this book, and I liked that there was the 2 different perspectives on it. Moon River. So this is the song in the movie, or the main song of the movie. And so this one is a fantasy with a dreamy feel. I don't read a lot of fantasies, and I know this is my book tag, so I probably should have come up with a book to answer this question. But I don't really read a lot of fantasies. I'm more for reality. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't really have an answer for this one. But if you do, let me know down below. So Fred Darling / Paul. This is the writer love interest in the movie. And the question is, a book by an author who hasn't written in a while. And my answer to this one is No Sanctuary by Richard Lehman. Now, the main reason that Richard Lehman has not written anything in a while is because he is dead. But if you have a living one, then please feel free to let me know, because, yeah, that would be quite intriguing to me. Cat. A book with a free spirit. So, Cat is this cat that Holly Golightly has befriended in the movie, and she doesn't feel the right to give Cat a name because she doesn't own him. She doesn't own him, he doesn't own her. Anyway, so a book with a free spirit. If You Could See Me Now by Marion Keyes. This book is about a woman whose sister is a free spirit. And so the sister ends up taking care of her sister's kid. The non-free spirit takes care of the child of the free spirit. And so the child ends up with an imaginary friend or an invisible friend. And the aunt can see this invisible friend, but nobody else can. Doc Golightly. So Doc Golightly is Holly's husband, but not really, because they got the marriage annulled. He just doesn't want to cope with that. He is years older than her. So for this one, it was a book where the love interest is years older than the main character. And for this one, I'm going to have to go with Heaven. I can't remember exactly how many years older he is. I think he's actually only like 3 years older. But in my mind, it seems like he's a lot older because he is her uncle. Another one that could go is Petals on the Wind, which is the second book of the Flowers in the Attic series by V.C. Andrews. And this one has Kathy, who ends up falling in love with Bart Winslow, who is her mother's husband. Very, very messed up set of books, but a very, very good read if you are into it. Rusty Trawler. Now, for those of you who don't know who Rusty Trawler is, he is the 9th richest man in America under 30, according to the movie. And he is someone who Holly Golightly goes after because of his money. So, for this one, it is a book with a not so nice or a pompous rich person. And for this one, I went with Every Anxious Wave because Salil is he's pompous. He's like, oh, I've got tons of real estate and I'm under 30 and I'm rich and I'm this and I'm that and my life is so fantastic because I'm rich and I have money and I have this and he just drives me nuts. So I went with him. Sally Tomato / Sing Sing. Sally Tomato is the mob boss in the movie that Holly goes to see every week to get the weather report. So for this one, I decided to go with a book based in prison. There's actually quite a few books that are based in prison, but my pick was Kate by Tammy Shepard. This one follows a girl who volunteers to take lunch to a couple of delinquent boys who are stuck in jail, and she ends up befriending one, and it's got almost a Walk to Remember type vibe because she's got cancer. Anyway, it is an older book, but it's well worth the read. It's one that I keep on my shelf because it was given to me by a friend who never actually got the chance to borrow the book again from me. She passed away before the switch could take place. And of course, Tiffany's. Tiffany's is the diamond store that the movie is based around. Holly Golightly has mentioned if she gets the mean reds, Holly has mentioned that when she gets the mean reds, she goes to Tiffany's to cheer herself up. And the mean reds, for anybody who doesn't know, is when you're scared and you don't know why. So for this one, it is the most you've ever spent on a book. I bought the entire Grimm's, the complete Grimm's fairy tales for $50. And that is the most I've ever spent on a book. But it's the Grimm's fairy tales, and I had to have it. And last one, stealing from the 5 and Dime. This one is a bargain bin find that was a total steal. And for that, I'm going to have to go with the Rice Mother. I have done a review video on it. And this book was just, it was $3.95 in the bargain bin. And it was definitely well worth the read. It changed my perspective on life completely. Alright, and last we will tag a few people. I'm going to tag a blonde with a book because I really do enjoy watching her videos, and seriously guys, you should check her out. And I'm going to tag Peter Likes Books because I know he likes doing tags, and I would love to see his take on what I'm talking about. And Richard's Book Nook. Why? Because I like Richard. I like watching his videos. He's so unapologetically himself, and it is great to see that there are still people out there that are able to be unapologetically themselves. If I missed out on mentioning you, please feel free to do the tag as well. I would love to hear anybody's opinions. So if you do the tag, please link your video down in the comments below so I can watch you. Thank you for joining me today. Have a lovely Monday.